everybody, it is Calxiyn here. I just wanted to do one of the 2018 year in review things that everybody else seems to be doing, but first I want to show you my kimono. I'm not going to stand up because you guys won't be able to see, but I got this because at Anime North there was like the cutest little grandma that was selling them, and the fan came with it and it has a peacock because the kimono has a peacock, and so it's like, it's all very, very cool. I feel very princessy in it, if I do say so. Did you guys see this fall over? Yikes, okay. Anyway, it is like 9:30ish here, but I decided like, okay, let's do like a little year in review type thing before I get into the hot tub and spend the rest of my 2018 in there. So I guess I'll start with a couple things. So I want to talk about the channel, but I guess I'll talk about some personal goals first, like, just because it's all sort of connected, right? It's all interconnected. And so I feel like that because my mental health has gotten better, so has the channel quality to some extent, right? Because before it was sort of just like, yes, Ruby sort of gave me that drive, but I didn't want to do anything else. And so at the start of the year, we kind of just focused on Ruby. We got all the Ruby stuff done. Some of our Ruby videos got really popular. The Ruby, but it's the Little Mermaid 2 or whatever I called it. Like, that's one of our most like popular videos ever, and I'm like, yikes. But I really worked hard on the meme because I didn't know that you could like motion track like photos onto objects in video editing software. Like, I think Thomas did this where like Cinder throws her spear and he had words follow it. I could have done that with the faces of the characters, but instead I just manually kept copying and moving them every time a character's head moved, and it was awful. Editing wise, but it was great. Like, it's a good, it got the views, I don't know what to tell you. But so we kind of started with that, but as the year progressed, we did started, you know, to open up. So with Miraculous, right, and Miraculous videos do insanely well, like theories and stuff, like 20,000 views or 15,000 views some of them have, so like, that's good. And we also sort of got back into Kingdom Hearts, right, with the trailer reactions and sort of some theories, right? My Riku death theory is actually at around 1,000, which is pretty good considering that's one of the first ones that I've done. And so it's sort of nice to just jump into something and be almost immediately successful, especially with Miraculous. Like, Miraculous, my first Miraculous theory got like 20,000 views, and I was like, okay, you know what I mean? It doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, like, it's nice. And so I feel like that was sort of also a great motivator. But I guess for other stuff, I feel like going to RTX just changed like my life and my mental health. And I know that sounds like ridiculous, but if you guys don't know, I went to RTX for the first time this year. It was my first time traveling all by myself, traveling alone, and I had really bad social anxiety for like all of my life. Since a little bit into elementary school to high school, I hated talking to people. I never wanted to talk to anyone, right? And so that's why I'm a YouTuber, because I don't want to work and go outside. And I still don't want to go outside sometimes, but I've gotten a lot better. And going to RTX, just meeting everybody and just having that experience, like, it's almost like, I say this in a weird way, but it's almost like I was like sleeping through elementary school and high school, and then RTX just woke me up, and now I have no social anxiety at all. Like, most of my classes this semester I had one entire presentations class, and presenting has never scared me. I've sung, I've presented in front of like hundreds and thousands of people, but when it was in front of my classmates, that's when I freak out, because it's a social aspect of, oh, what are they gonna think of me if I mess up? Are they gonna think this and that? Like, that stuff doesn't necessarily affect me anymore, and I know for it's not gonna happen for everyone with social anxiety, right? Sometimes it takes a lot of therapy and other stuff, but for me, going to RTX, it just woke me up. It just all stopped. Like, as crazy as that sounds, it's like done a miracle. I'm still going to like the school for therapy that happened after RTX for some other stuff, but I feel like that's just been a good improvement in like me as a person, I guess, because I probably needed it for a while, and I just wasn't getting it. So to be able to do it now, I feel like that's really good. And I just feel like in general, I'm just not as depressed anymore. And now I'm like, wow, is this how people feel? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this how normal people act or whatever? Right? That's sort of how I feel now. And I feel like that's why it's all connected, right? With my mental health getting better and what I learned at RTX and experience there, it inspired me to do certain things with the channel. Like, we don't do gameplay videos anymore. It's all our face, right? Or we, you know, I did a lot more writing videos, so the character analysis or writing scripts or at least typing out notes or, you know, all that stuff. And that was sort of inspired by conversations with like Arnold or Caleb and Jacob, right? Just all of us as content creators sort of sitting there and talking and giving me all these sort of different ideas of, oh, I can change this, oh, I should do that. And like now we're in a new office, we have a new camera, we're in a new room, right? I said that already, we have a new light, we have a new computer, right? It's all this sort of expansion. And so that's why I'm like, 2019, that's my year. Like 2019's our year, guys. Especially because like last year, sort of when RWBY's over, it's over. And the channel doesn't necessarily stagnate. Obviously, we still upload, we still get views, it's fine. But RWBY is our highest grossing area. And so if Genlock gets even mildly as popular or less, it's going to make sure that we grow throughout the year, if that makes sense. And because, you know, everybody's sort of making Genlock content right out of the gate, it's a bit balanced differently, if that makes sense. Like, for example, everybody knows Arnold, everybody knows Eruption Fang because they've been here. Like, they've been here forever, you know what I mean? But for Genlock, it's like all of us are new, and so it's, I don't want to say it's a competition, but it's leveling the field. And obviously, Genlock and RWBY, they oversect in terms of the audience that they have. And so obviously, you know, that'll also come into play. Like the people that watch like, you know, Eruption Thing's videos, they may be like, oh, like, we're expecting him to do breakdowns of this or like analysis of that, right? So they'll still go to him, but at the same time, it's sort of leveling the playing field. Like there's this new show that we can all get into, and if nobody's watched RWBY and nobody's seen us before, like, and Genlock's their first experience with us, that's like a whole thing, you know what I mean? Like, we have a chance to make a good first impression. That's what I should be saying. And like, we all have that sort of chance to remake a good first impression, right? If somebody's watched our RWBY reactions, like back when Hunter and I had some questionable quality issues, but now they're seeing Genlock and they're like, wow, like, I thought I recognized these two. They've done a lot better. At least I hope that's how it goes. And so I think that Genlock is really going to help the channel just throughout the year. I think Kingdom Hearts is also going to help. Like, obviously, I'm going to record my first playthrough, and so having that sort of raw, emotional first time playing it, and I am going to stream it on Twitch. I don't know if you guys have realized that. I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm not going to look at donations. I'm not going to act like y'all are here, but I am going to stream it if people do want to see my first sort of experience with it live, and then I'll upload it on YouTube, and you guys know that whole song and dance, right? But yeah, so I guess that's kind of it. I mean, I feel like we had a good year, but I feel like 2019 is going to be my year. You know what I mean? Just because I feel a lot better, I look a lot better. I mean, quality-wise, not like this wise. I mean, maybe this wise too. I mean, what can I say? But I just feel good about moving on into the future. That's what I should say. I feel good about moving on into the future. I feel good about what we've done this year, but I'm gonna feel great about what we do next year. And I'm really excited just because I have so many new ideas for videos, and I do want to get more into cartoons, like I've said in the past, right? I do want to get into cartoons more just because I've mentioned this, but like, Attack on Titan we can't do theories on because the manga is so far ahead, and so we'd have to read the manga to do it. We can't do it just based off of the show. And so I feel like anime based off manga sort of constrains us to the point where, okay, we could do shipping, but as far as anything else, we're really sort of in this box, whereas cartoons, right, they're not based off of anything, just like regular television, you know what I mean? That's why I love Miraculous so much. And so I feel like the other Disney cartoons that are coming out, there's one that is supposed to be a Harry Potter and Gravity Falls hybrid, and another one called Amphibia. I'm gonna check them out, see if they're any good. I do want to get into videos for the Tangled series. I do have to catch up first because I am a wee bit behind. But just sort of all of that, that's where I see sort of the channel going. It's going to expand into more than just RWBY or more than just anime. And I sort of mentioned this before, I think, but I'm going to do the book channel stuff here because I realized, why did we exile books to their whole other, like, to a whole other channel when this channel is sort of just a mishmash of stuff that I like and it's working? You know what I mean? And so I changed the book channel name to Calxiyn with an extra X. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for yet. I may never, like, it may just be there and y'all can, like, look at it and be like, man, I wonder if Cal will do something that day. You know what I mean? Or do something with that eventually, but it seems kind of silly of me to have done that, and so my kind of idea for that is book recommendations more than reviews that sort of spoil everything in discussions. So it'll basically be like, for example, a title of a video maybe, if you like Ruby and Kingdom Hearts, read ... and then the book title, and then we'll explain, hey, this book is about this, this, and this. If you like Kingdom Hearts, if you like Ruby, you should read it. Like, that's sort of my idea for that, just because it sort of ties it into, you know, the anime and the video game stuff that we do, but it's also kind of getting you guys who may not necessarily think that, like, books are for you into books, because books is just, like, they're another way to show something off, or to tell a story, I should say, right? Like, it's like if somebody discounts the entire, like, medium of animation because, oh, animation's for kids. I don't want that. Like, animation is the medium. Animation is, like, the vessel, but the story is sort of what grabs you. And so even if you guys are like, but Cal, I don't like to read, just trust me. Trust me. I'll get you. I got this. I also kind of like to talk about musicals. I mean, I don't know exactly what I would talk about since there's not really, like, anything necessarily. I guess I could be like, hey guys, like, this is how I auditioned for this is how you should do that, maybe something like that. But that's kind of what I want to do. I just sort of want to make sure that we're not getting into a routine. Obviously we have to have a little bit of one because you guys need to know, if you're patrons, what you're paid for, but I kind of want to just upload whatever I want. And so that's sort of what I've been trying to do and have the confidence to do, and I think that I finally got it, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm finally there, where I had this sort of routine schedule for so long. Oh, we have to do one Kingdom Hearts video, one Miraculous video, one My Hero Academia video a week, and sort of to keep that strict schedule. But now, I feel like it's sort of the opposite, where I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about the schedules. The only thing I care about in terms of scheduling is, are patrons getting what they expect on time? If the answer is yes, then everything is okay. And the only 3 things that are early access right now are Full Metal, Little Witch, and Your Lie in April. So even that's 3 things out of the many, many things that we could do. And so that's what I want to do. I want you guys to be like, well, I didn't expect Cal to upload something like this, but it's very good, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And so that's sort of what I want. I just want, you know, I want this to be my year, like my 2019, and I think we can get there. I also do want to talk about something else. So my goal was to get 10,000 subscribers by midnight tonight, right? And I've had this goal for a couple weeks now, and we seem to be getting close, but then during Christmas, everything just dropped, like everything just stagnated because everyone's with their families and they're not really watching videos, right? Christmas was just a bad day. Like, I almost got like 20 subs like every day up until that, and then that day it was like 1, 5, and it was awful. But I guess I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't hit the goal, but at the same time, we're gonna hit the goal in a couple days anyway. So it's one of those things where I'm like, time is a social construct, even though I do appreciate and do sort of take into account, as in terms of myself and my goals, like the new year, new me, this is my 2019, like, even though I'm talking like that, at the same time, it's like, a few extra days aren't going to kill us. We still achieved something that I think is pretty great, even if we didn't do it in the arbitrary time frame that I set for it. But this year, I want to do at least 15,000 to 20,000. Let's say that. Hunter said 13,000, but I think we can do 15,000. So 5,000 subs for the year. I think that we could do it. I want to hit 20,000. That may be a little too ambitious, but you guys know me, that's how I am, and maybe with Unlocking Kingdom Hearts, well, we may just do it. But I hope that you guys have a safe New Year's. Please don't drink and drive if you guys are watching this video at a party for whatever reason. I don't know why you'd be doing that when you can hang out with people, but do not drink and drive. Do not get into the car with anybody who is drunk or high, because weed, I combined league for some reason, and or legal and weed together. So weed is legal in Canada, so some people are going to be getting high tonight or whatever you guys do. Don't get into the car with anybody who cannot drive. Let's just put it that way. Okay? And I hope that you guys have a safe night. Happy New Year. I will see you guys later. Maybe in the hot tub. If you follow me on Twitter, that's probably where I'll be posting pictures from. Bye, guys.